What's up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Nest. I'm your host, Linda St. Laurent, and today we'll be going through the latest sports updates for your Endicott College Gulls. We are coming to the end of our time with spring sports and spring athletes, but our spring athletes had great success this season. Endicott sports have dominated in the Commonwealth Coast Conference this spring, with each team holding above at least a .700 average win percentage within the conference. And for a fun statistic, the total average win percentage of all spring sports is .850, meaning that all Endicott spring sports combined have won 85% of their conference spring games. Now, you don't come to Northfield and expect to leave with a W. It's as simple as that. Endicott baseball has absolutely powered through the 2022 season with a breathtaking record of 27-5, an undefeated conference record of 11-0, and an outstanding 16-1 record at home. Currently, the team is walking through a 12-win streak nearing the end of the season. It really can't get any better than that. It is looking like a lock for baseball to hold the #1 seed in the CCC tournament. Softball, with a tough start to the season, has powered back to compile a 21-9 record nearing the end of the regular season. They are currently 11-3 in the conference, 12-2 at home, and sit at the #1 seed in the CCC. Pending softball's future victories versus Nichols College and Wentworth, they will continue to hold the #1 seed in the CCC leading into the postseason. Men's Lax, who also struggled early on in the spring, have powered back to hold a positive record nearing the end of the regular season. Since March 16th, Endicott Lax has gone 7-1 and are now sitting pretty in the second place just behind Western New England with a 6-1 conference record. If the men win out in the conference this season, they have a chance to overtake Western New England for the #1 spot in the CCC. Get this. 7 out of their 10 dominant wins this season have been complete and utter blowouts. 20-1, 19-1, 18-1, and 16-3, just to name a few. Women's lacrosse current record is 10-6 with a conference record of 6-1. Currently tied for second place, winning out gives the women's lacrosse team a chance at first place for the CCC tournament. In preparation for the NCAAs, women tennis have been playing out of the conference teams primarily from the impressive NESCAC conference. In spring 2021, women's tennis lost a hard-fought match against NESCAC's powerhouse Tufts University in a second-round battle. The Gulls are currently 4-1 in the spring season. They hope to push through deeper into the NCAA tournament leading into May. The men's tennis team has had a hard-fought season against some great competition. Impressively, they are holding a 5-2 record in the conference, currently third in the CCC, looking to hold that position. If men's tennis wins out, they have a chance to climb to second seed and hold a stronger record going into the CCC tournament. Women's track and field have had some astonishing records broken by Our Lady Gulls. Riley Rischitelli broke the 400-meter dash school record with the time of 1 minute and 1.92 seconds, topping the previous record set by Amanda Recupero, which was 1 minute and 2.11 seconds in the 2021 season. Rischitelli is a freshman dual-sport athlete who also excels on the soccer field, receiving the CCC Rookie of the Year award in the 2021 fall season, which looks pretty familiar to this spring, where she has already received a CCC Rookie of the Week award for track. Sarah Aylwin broke the pole vault school record by 2 inches, easily clearing 9 feet and 8 inches, defeating the previous school record held by Nicole D'Angelo, which was 9 feet and 6.25 inches. Aylwin also showcased a first-place win in the 4x100-meter relay with her teammates Keneal Dickens, Ava Esme, and Nicole D'Angelo.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to From the Nest. I'm your host, Jackson Turner, and today I have Will Levine here with me. Will, it's great to have you here, man. Will here is a senior student athlete at Endicott College and a member of the men's lacrosse team. Will is a 2-time cancer survivor, and Will, I just want to say, man, you're literally you're a true warrior, and I'd love to hear what you have to say and kind of like walk me through your journey and just everything you kind of had to battle with this.
Yeah, so during my sophomore year, it was around February, a lot of kids on my team got the flu. And then after that, COVID happened, so we all went home, and my cough just kept on lingering. and I didn't want to go to the hospital just because with COVID going on, we didn't really know how it worked. And then I went to the doctors, got an inhaler. They prescribed me, and it didn't really work that well. And then after that, they prescribed me another one. Didn't really work that well. Got an antibiotic, and they said if it doesn't get better, then we're gonna have to go get a CT scan. And then, despite it getting better, they ordered the CT scan anyways. And then it was July 31st, 2020, and then I was diagnosed with diffuse large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And it was definitely an interesting moment in the morning. I can like pretty much recite like every single moment that happened that day.
Wow.
And it was definitely a day that I will never forget for sure.
I mean, so like, I mean, kind of like when the news was dropped, like what were some of the things that were kind of going on? Like, how did your family react? Like, how were your teammates with you? How did they kind of help you through the situation and like the journey through it all?
Yeah, so my brother was with me, but my parents were actually not. They were at my summer house, and so it was a really weird dynamic because my brother was fighting hard for promotion, and it was also his birthday at the time, which was a little weirder. But so when I found out, it was over the phone, and then I conferenced my dad in, and it really didn't start to hit me that I knew what was going on till after my dad like was conferenced into the call, and then it really started to hit me, and like with the doctor, my dad and me just all on the call, and it really started to set in. And like my teammates along the way, I didn't want to tell them until I knew all the facts, just because I didn't want them to like have to question me like, so what if this happens type thing. So it was they were very helpful throughout the process once I did tell them what was going on with me, and I'm very happy that I have that support system when I was going through that time.
That's great, man. When you received the news, like kind of what was the biggest shift in your life that you had to make as far as like your scheduling, like how you were at school? Because I know you said you were diagnosed over the summer going into your junior year, correct?
Yeah. So my junior year, it was definitely a discussion I had with actually my doctor. I was like, do I take classes in the summer? Because we were just about to go in, and then obviously COVID going on, so I wasn't able to be there, being immunocompromised. And then, so my doctor said, like, you should take classes just because, like, this is your time when you can grow and learn. So I made sure that I took classes. I think my fall for that year, I took 3 classes, I think. And then, I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember. It was actually a while ago now. I think it was actually 1 class I took. And then in the spring I came back and took 4 classes and then cut it down to 3 when it happened again.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you've gone through something that many student athletes have never been able to go through, and you've really powered through with the mental toughness that not a lot of people possess. Like what changed as far as like seeing the game and kind of like coming back to the field? Because I know that earlier this month you were able to be back on the field, and I think that's amazing. Just like what were some of the things that were kind of going through your head, like just stepping back on the field for the first time?
Stepping back on the field for the first time was definitely a mix of emotions that I'm still trying to like figure out to describe today. It was like moments of like happiness, just nervousness, and just like, but I'd say overall the biggest thing was just happiness. Just like finally we made it back to the field after so long, just because been out for practically like 4 years, and it's definitely an adjustment to just be able to play again, and it was awesome. Just an awesome feeling.
That's awesome. And how were your teammates like reacting when you were able to get back on the field, man? That had to be awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely, my teammates were very supportive and very happy for me, and it definitely made the moment feel a lot more special.
That's awesome. Were your coaches obviously very supportive for this whole process? They kind of
definitely. My coaches were very supportive throughout the process. They tried to incorporate me in more and more things while I was like home, not able to come, and I really I'm happy that they were able to do that to me, because it really helped me, my family, to have that support system to lean on. And when my coaches told me that I was able to play, like I remember my heart kind of dropped to my stomach, like at the Gordon game, and it was just a great feeling just to be back out there and knowing that I was going to be back out there.
That's so awesome, man. Kind of backtracking to before playing, when you were cleared in September, what were some of the things to get you back into like return to play? Like how did that process treat you?
Yeah, the process was definitely a difficult one. I definitely cruised through my first treatment, but the second treatment, it definitely like was detrimental to like just my body, and it was a lot more harder on it. And one of the things was just my first goal was just to get my weight back to what it was, and just trying to like force food down just because I didn't have as much of an appetite still. And then once I feel like I started to just work out like more and more, the appetite started to come back. From September, November, when I was just home and starting to work out again, it was mostly just like light stuff. It wasn't much. And then when I got to November, when I came back, I just jumped right in, strength and conditioning, and it was definitely hard at times. I had to take a break at times, but it was definitely a challenge that I had to overcome.
Yeah, man, of course. And kind of like with coming back to play, like how do you see the game differently? Like kind of coming back to it after 4 years and like being able to play again. Like how do you approach the game, and like what things stick out to you more than they used to?
Just being out there again, just not taking it for granted. Just because I've had so many health problems over the last like 4 years, it just feels like that the more and more I'm out there or practicing or playing, whatever it might be, it's just a feeling of like happiness just to be out there, because some people would, in my situation, like have been able to come back and be able to play. So it's just a very nice situation for me just to have that, to be able to have that moment again.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I noticed in your article you said your freshman year you torn your labrum.
Yeah, I did.
I did the exact same thing my junior year. And I was like, how did that process go over for you? Because I know it was an annoying one for sure.
Oh yeah, my freshman year, it was actually my senior year in high school. I hurt my shoulder a little bit, and it was just in a drill. And then I took the summer off just hoping that it would heal. And then I went here in the fall and was pretty out of shape. Wasn't really like in the swing of things at all, but was able to make the team. And then in January, like I just went to go play wall ball one time, and I just felt a pop in my shoulder. And every single time I tried to throw the ball after that, it would just fall right in front of me. So it didn't really, like I knew it right away just because I couldn't put any strength into it whatsoever.
Yeah,
so
man.
definitely a tough process.
For sure. Well, with everything, dude, like for those who have kind of been through your situation, what would you say for those who would like to get back to being able to play their sport again? Like, what's something you would say as far as like being able to push through adversity and stuff like that? What's something that you'd say as kind of like, I don't know, not necessarily advice, but just like, through your experience, what would you tell someone who would have to go through your situation?
I'd say the two things I'd take the most for is just your mindset, just because you can have your physical like being in the right place, but if you're not there mentally, then it's gonna be really hard for you. And kind of going off of that is just to control what you control and don't let the uncontrollables dictate you. Just because like throughout my 4 years, I've had countless just challenges or obstacles that I've had to I didn't have control over, but I found a way to just navigate around it and just go through. So I'd say those are the two biggest things, is just having a good mindset and just making sure that you control what you control. And then if your bad days come, just accept the bad days, but then also enjoy the good days to just make sure that you are happy with what was going on.
That's awesome, man. I love that quote. Control the controllables. It's always something, don't worry about the things you can't endear. Well, Will, it was amazing to have you here, man. I absolutely love your story and everything we've gone through. And to everyone at home, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time on From the Nest.
That's it for this semester. We thank you all so much for tuning in this spring. We hope to see you all in the fall. Until then, stay safe, Gulls. I'm Linda St. Laurent, and I'll see you next time.